Hello everyone, I'm really excited to be sharing this video with you all today. Definitely getting the nudge from Spirit to do this one. So I've called this video How I Know That Everything's Going to Be Okay. So there's a few reasons for this. One is based on my own experiences and one is based on client sessions, what's been happening in client sessions. And I'm particularly going to look sort of between these two solstices that we've had last June and the one in December. So what I'm going to give you is a glimpse into my own universe and show you reflection or give you a reflection back that maybe will assist you in understanding what's actually going on underneath the surface of everything at the moment, energetically speaking. So I want to start first of all with the June solstice. So I was part of a really amazing ceremony on the June solstice that essentially was a deep trauma release for the planet. So what happened in this ceremony was there was a group of us that travelled right down to the inner earth, the very inner earth, the centre of Gaia. And we were sent down there to actually release celestial beings and spirits that have been trapped down there for a very, very long time. So there was a lot of fear down there, there was a lot of trauma, and what we did was we shone a light for them to be able to follow us back out if they so desired, and then move off for healing, to go to healing chambers above the earth. So it was a really incredible ceremony, very emotional, and what I saw after this was as these beings went into this healing chamber above the earth, then the spirits that had been there, or souls that were in that one, then moved off to the next level. So there was this huge flow-on effect, and it was not only from Gaia, but from the whole universe as well, from the whole galaxy. So what I realized through this was that what was actually happening was the shift into the 4D or fourth density. Because of course, when we do healing work, as we all know with our own ascension, it's very important to, well, there's no other way. You have to clear the trauma first and make space for the new energies to come in. So that's effectively what happened, the short version of it anyway. So how I also knew this was because client sessions. Now, I will say that whatever happens on a solstice can take anywhere from 6 to 12 to even longer months to actually manifest in the physical here on Earth. So this is all the energy work of what goes on, and then it takes time for it to physically manifest. I feel that the more we progress and the more Gaia ascends, I feel that gap will be closed significantly. But for now, that's kind of what we're looking at in terms of time frames. So what I also noticed in client sessions just before that solstice, was they were getting extremely radical. And what was happening was I was taking some clients up onto a mothership for very specific healing work, and with an intergalactic team. So I've worked with this team before, and it was time for me to work with them again. And essentially, we were doing really complex surgeries, and this is how great it is. I had no idea I could do any of this until these sessions happened. So we were doing very complex surgeries that basically was bringing people energetically back from the dead, I want to say. So there was heart surgeries that I was doing with my team and all of the technology that goes with it. And we were literally changing people from a dark timeline to a lighter timeline. So completely changing the trajectory and course for their life here in this lifetime. So it was really radical stuff. And of course, I was just very open to it, going with it. And it was literally like changing tracks for people. It was completely turning their lives around. So that was really incredible. But what I found is after the June solstice, what happened was, and this is how I know that we also ascended into a new level, was the medical team would then come down to me and they'd say, oh, we're coming to your home now. So down they came with all of their equipment and would actually work in the room with the client, and they'd bring all the technology down with them and we'd perform whatever needed to be performed. There was a lot of regeneration of cells and that sort of thing as well. It's literally, we'd take a sample of the DNA, put it into this very specific machine that would read it, and we would literally bring people back to, I like to call it their default factory settings, but where they're actually fully energetically aligned again with their soul's blueprint, I believe in readiness for what is to come next. So really incredible work. But the fact that they could come down was when I realized, oh, so there's been a significant shift. So now I don't need to go there, they can actually come down here. So you could call it the veil thinning, whatever you like. But for me, I was like, that's new, that's significant, and that wasn't happening before. So it was really, really fascinating. The surgery that we were doing and the equipment that we were using is very advanced medicine compared to what we have here in theory now, in modern medicine anyway. I feel it's medicine of the future. It wasn't intrusive in any way. It was very much based on sound, frequency and vibration, and healing. I was doing healing with my hands, the healing energy from that, but there was nothing like what you see in modern medicine at all. And it was quick, painless, for the patient, and very regenerative for all of their cells, for their entire physical system. So the reason for me sharing this is because this is what is already here. It's already here, it's already happening. And I feel that's important for people to know, so that we can stop being so focused on what's happening out here and the stories that we're being told, and actually for me to share my story and say, well, this is my experience and this is what I've been doing and what I've been working on. Obviously, it needed to be the right time to talk about it, and for some reason, it's go time, now's the time to speak my truth and tell my story. So the other interesting thing is, so from June onwards to the end of the year 2022, there was all of my sessions, all my client sessions, plus in the circle that I was running, or still am running, in Bustleton. So at live events as well, it was all very much about clearing everyone's Akash, and clearing all ancestral trauma, clearing all karmic cycles. So I found that really very interesting, because it was like literally wiping the karmic slate clean, and obviously whole new layers of healing in terms of what happens next as well. So that was really interesting. It's like the ending of a cycle in preparation for a new cycle to begin. So that was really fascinating to see as well, and to experience. After the December solstice, of course I went to Uluru for that, which was just such an incredible experience. I'll talk more about that at a later stage, because that's a lot to unpack. But what happened there I know that the button has most definitely been pressed. Gaia is now on her own ascension journey, and once again remembering that what happens on a solstice takes 6 to 12 or even 18 months down the track to fully come into fruition. So that's how I know also that what's going to happen this year is going to be very, very interesting, and it already is. We're seeing a lot of really interesting things happen now with weather, people's behaviour. We're going to go through this real hectic, seemingly chaotic time, but I'm here to reassure you that it's part of the plan, and that's why I'm doing this video, because it's all been set in place. It's Pachamama's journey. We're on for the ride, and it's all going to be okay because of what I've seen, what I've been shown, what I've been told, and what I'm sharing with you guys today. So what I want to share now is some of the sessions I've done since the Uluru solstice. I mean, they've all been absolutely incredible client sessions, but the more recent ones have been, I've noticed much higher frequency energy coming through. It's much more intense, much lighter. There's a lot of releasing again of ancestral trauma. It's really like just literally, it's almost like just clearing away energetic debris now from your past. It's like you don't need this anymore, just getting the dustpan and brushing it up, just getting rid of it. It's like, no, it's time for a brand new chapter in your life where you're moving into something completely different, and you literally don't need that stuff anymore. So all of the baggage, all of the trauma, it's like, no, not required. So it's literally like just turning a new page in people's stories, which is really, really beautiful. A lot of ending of contracts, karmic contracts, freeing lineages from karmic cycles. I do have a few notes here, just so I remember to put everything in. Freeing lineages and bloodlines. So that have previously been corrupted, defiled in some way, impacted, messed with, right? So here we're going into the DNA as well. So what a lot of the sessions have been about is literally bringing back these pieces of ourselves, and I want to say like reactivate or activating a part of our higher heart, like I see it as a diamond gem that goes in there, and it gets reactivated. And the purpose of this is to promote us, or to allow us to access deep memories of times long past, and to understand and remember more of who we truly are, not the stories that we've been told, but the actual truth of the matter, our multi-dimensional self. So that's been going on, and I also believe these higher heart activations and these pieces of our higher heart, or galactic heart, I call it, coming back into place, is all in readiness, of course, for when we merge with our higher selves. So it's all kind of, we're all in preparation mode for that now. It's all happening, it's all moving. Also upgrading people's frequency to a much, much higher level than I've ever done before, so that people are an energetic match with their higher selves when the time comes. Now, another really interesting session I've had since the solstice was literally about bringing down new codes, technology, golden codes, golden light codes. I saw them as coils coming down through this client's meridians, turning all the chakras into gold and literally creating a new, I want to say like a neural network through this client's body. So not just like in the brain, but through the entire body, through all the systems, everything, all of the different dimensions, the densities, all of it, like a new neural network that it's like installing a template, new coding for like the foundations for the full light body activation. So that was extremely mind-blowing and fascinating. This is why I want to share it with you guys as well, because it's happening, it's here, it's already on its way. The other thing is this client had an injury as well, and so these metal coils were put into the client and then were put into a healing chamber or device. And when we think back to that, we think, you know, it is new technology, but is it? You know, we think back to the Egyptian times, the sarcophagus, all of that. That was all regeneration of the body, the cells, and that is what was happening in this session. So it was like with the technology that went into this client's body, it was like giving them, their body, the avenues to actually heal itself, regenerate itself, heal itself of injuries, trauma, which is a whole different playing field for us in terms of where we are in the medical industry at the moment. So very, very exciting things, lots and lots of change, and I really wanted to share this with you today. Obviously, it's a lot to take in. As I said, this is a reflection of my world, and I wanted to share it with you today, ultimately to give you a greater sense of peace and hope with what is already happening on this planet. It's already occurring. And, you know, I was wondering today whether, you know, when the planet does reach a certain level of frequency and vibration and ascension, you know, maybe all these experiences that we're having won't just be seen through the third eye, but they'll actually be here in the physical. So maybe that's the key to it all. You know, the more that we're responsible for our own healing and growth and ascension and evolution, essentially, right? Maybe the more, also the more lighter the planet gets, the less dense it becomes, and the more that we start to actually physically see and experience these things, you know, with our seeing eyes, I want to say. But that was a thought that came to me today, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. Maybe so. So my message today is we are most definitely entering into a new phase of our evolution, Gaia's evolution, and the button's been pressed, so it's go time, it's happening, it's all going to be okay. You know, our evolution and ascension are essentially one and the same, right? So there is no separation, there's no difference. It's the same thing. We're all going to evolve into this next form of humanity that's never actually been on this planet before, not in human form. So that's going to be extremely exciting, and it is exciting. And where we go, you know, we're going into the complete unknown. So so where we go to from here, you know, we all get to find out. But it is very exciting, all the changes, and the lighter we get on the planet, the more that is able to come through, the more we're able to access, the more light. Light is information, more technology, you know, and but not AI, not negative, but positive technology, you know, the crystalline technology, the crystal grids, all of it, you know, that's ultimately what our body is going to move into, is this crystalline structure. And that was what I was seeing in this client as well. That was literally the installation of that, of I want to say the light body template. So, and on that note, what I would say as well is that's already happened for Gaia as well. You know, after the solstice in December for her, I believe the serpent was awakened. That's what I saw, and that could be represented as Kundalini energy. So she's awake, she's ready to rumble, and you know, we're all on this ride together. It is all going to be okay, and I look forward to sharing more with you guys soon about more of what I'm seeing and experiencing, and please feel free to share any of those things with me as well in the comments below, and just really lovely to connect with you all today. Thank you.